Nami Bhante.
Sadhu, Pasaka Sadhu, be happy, be happy. Very good evening, everybody.
And welcome to Fundamentals of Buddha-Dhamma. Since yesterday, we have moved on to the next topic in the class, which is Fundamental Teaching of Buddha. Today is week 4, session 2. And this is the topic we are going to cover today, which is Satya Vibhanga Sutta, the analysis of noble truths. So yesterday we covered 4 noble truths. Today we're going to cover the analysis of the noble truths. So I request Bhante Dhammaloka to please go ahead and start the class for the day. Thank you, Bhante.
Now, first of all, I will pay my homage to Triple Gem, my teacher Acharya Buddha-Rakkhita Bhanteji, my parent, and all the respected monks who are online, Upasak, Upasika. And today we have one more day opportunity to cultivate good. So now I will do short chanting. So after that, as usual, you undertake 5 precepts. Then we'll discuss the further about the Dhamma.
Okas ahang bhante tisaranena sah panchasilang dhammang yachami anuggah katva silang detha me bhante Dutiyam piyokas ahang bhante tisaranena sah panchasilang dhammang yachami anuggaham katva silang detha me bhante tatiyam piyokas ahang bhante tisaranena sah panchasilang dhammang yachami anuggah katva silang detha me bhante.
Yamahang badami tang badetha.
Bhante.
Namo tassa bhagavatu arahatu samma sambuddhassa.
Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa.
Buddhang saranang gacchami, dhammang saranang gacchami, sanghang saranang gacchami.
Buddhang saranang gacchami, dhammang saranang gacchami, sanghang saranang gacchami.
Dutiyampi buddhang saranang gacchami, dutiyampi dhammang saranang gacchami, dutiyampi sanghang saranang gacchami.
Dutiyampi buddhang saranang gacchami, dutiyampi dhammang saranang gacchami, dutiyampi sanghang saranang gacchami.
Tatiyampi buddhang saranang gacchami, tatiyampi dhammang saranang gacchami, tatiyampi sanghang saranang gacchami.
Tatiyampi buddhang saranang gacchami, tatiyampi dhammang saranang gacchami, tatiyampi sanghang saranang gacchami.
Tisaranaghamanan paripunnang
Bhante.
Panatipata veramani sikkhapadang samadhiyami.
Panatipata veramani sikkhapadang samadhiyami.
Adinnadana veramani sikkhapadang samadhiyami.
Adinnadana veramani sikkhapadang samadhiyami.
Kame sumiccachara veramani sikkhapadang samadhiyami.
Kamesu michchachara veramani sikkhapadang samadhiyami.
Musavada veramani sikkhapadang samadhiyami.
Musavada veramani sikkhapadang samadhiyami.
Suramerya majjapamadatthana veramani sikkhapadang samadhiyami.
Sura meraya majja pamadatthana veramani sikkhapadang samadhiyami.
Sadhu sadhu tisaranena sadding pancha silang dhammang sadhukang surakitang katva appamadhena sampadetha.
Bhante.
So now I'll recite one paritta, okay?
Yes, Bhante.
Namo tassa bhagavatu arahatu samma sambuddhassa iti pisto bhagavang arahang samma sambuddho vijjasarana sampanno sugato lokavidu anuttaro purisa dhamma sarati sattha deva manussanang buddho bhagavati namo tassa samma sambuddhassa Swakhato bhagavata dhammo sanditiko akhaliko eipasiko panayiko pacchatang vedithabbo vinyohiti namo tassa niyanikassa dhammassa supatipanno bhagavato savake sango ojupatipanno bhagavato patipanno bhagavato savaka sango samechi patipanno bhagavato savaka sango yadidhang jattari purisa yogani atha purisa poggala esa bhagavato niyo pahoniyo dhakkiniyo anjali karaniyo anuttarang punyang ketang lokasati namo tassa athariya poggala maha sanggassa namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa vipati patibahaya sabba sampati siddhiya sambadukkhang vinasaya sabbhabayang vinasaya sambaroga vinasayang bhavedikaya kodayukang sambalokang hitataya paritang tang banamahe samanta cakkavalesu atra gaccantu devata sadhammang munirajassa sunantu saggamukadang dhamma savanakalo ayang badanta dhamma savanakalo ayang badanta dhamma savanakalo ayang badanta namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa udetayang cakkuma ekaraja harisavanna patavi vavasu tang tang namassami harisavannang patavi vavasang taya jagota vihare mudivasang E Brahmana Vedago Sambadhamme Te me namo te sangmang palayantu Namato Buddhanang namato Bodhiya Namo Bimuttanang namo Bimuttiya Evang so paritang katva moro charati esana Apet Harisavanna Pataviva Tang tang namasami Harisavanna Pataviva Taya jagota vihare murating E Brahma Te me namo te samang palayantu Namatu Buddhanang namatu Bodhiya Namo Bimuttanang namo Bimuttiya Evang so paritang katva moro vasana kappaiti Etena sajjavajjena sotite hotu Vajjena sambadukam vinasatu Etena sajjavajjena sabbabayang vinasatu Etena sajjavajjena sabbaruga vinasatu Etena sajjavajjena hotu te jayamangalang Etena sajjavajjena patu te ratanatayang Bhavatu samba mangalang rakkantu samba devata Samba buddhanubhavena sada sot Sabba mangalang rakkantu samba devata Samba dhammanubhavena sadha sotte bhavantu te Bhavatu sabba mangalang rakkantu samba devata Sabba sanganubhavena sada sotte bhavantu te Avivadana silesa niccang buddha pacayino Chattaro Ayu arogya sampati sagga sampati mevacha Ato nibbana sampati imenate samijjatuti Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. So by the blessing of Lord Buddha, Dhamma, Sangha, and our teacher, Acharya Buddha-Rakkhita Bhanteji, may all you enjoy best of health and overcome from all difficulties, fear and anxiety in the life. May you all live happy and harmonious life. And I'm happy to welcome you all Upasak, Upasika on this program. So today is the fundamental Buddha-Dhamma course. This is the last session for me. So as you know, yesterday we have discussed about Four Noble Truth, and you have got brief information about the Four Noble Truth. So today we are going to discuss about the Satcha Vivanga Sutta. So exposition of the truth, Four Noble Truth. So this is the sutta in the Majjhima Nikaya. So this in this suttas the Bhagavan Buddha explained the Four Noble Truth and the Eight Noble Paths very systematically. So we'll discuss now. So straight will be start the sutta today. So as you all know, when did this happen? According to sutta, so it happened when Bhagavan Buddha was still living at Benares in in the deer park at Isipatana, there only the Bhagavan Buddha has addressed the sutta to the Bhikkhu Sangha. So the Bhagavan Buddha, they said to all the holy Bhikkhu Sangha, first in deer park Isipatana, the Tathagata, the accomplished one, the fully enlightened one, has the set rolling the matchless wheel of Dhamma. So the which cannot be stopped by any reckless Brahma, God, Mara, and anyone in the world. So this Bhagavan Buddha has the announcing, teaching, describing, stabilizing, revealing, expounding, and exhibiting of the Four Noble Truths. So these are the words. Announcing is something like declaring, teaching something like instructing, describing means elaborating, establishing it is the establishing, and revealing, which is the hidden. They are the disclosing, expounding is the explaining, and exhibiting is the displaying this the Four Noble Truth. Very systematic way. So this is the Bhagavan Buddha said to all the Bhikkhu Sanghas. Then Bhagavan Buddha at that time was with Bhikkhu Sanghas in the deer park Isipatana. There the Bhagavan Buddha suggests to all the Bhikkhu Sangha, because cultivate friendship with Sariputta Muglayana. Associate with Sariputta and with Muglayana. It always help for your spiritual growth, because they are wise enough and they are helpful for the Holy Sangha, because they are the wise and skilled, able to understand, able to teach. So the Sariputta is the Bhagavan Buddha said to the Bhikkhu Sangha, like Sariputta is like a mother. Muglayana is like a nurse. For the supreme goal, Sariputta Bhikkhu is able to announce, teach the Four Noble Truths and describe, establish, reveal, expound, and exhibit this Four Noble Truths to the Holy Sangha, as a Bhagavan Buddha can able to teach. Similar way, the Sariputta Bhante also able to do. So that's why the Bhagavan Buddha said to Sariputta is the skill and wise, he can teach, he can guide you all. So that after saying this, the Bhagavan Buddha, then Bhagavan Buddha just he rose from the seat and he went to his dwelling place called Kuti. Then soon after the Blessed One had gone, the Venerable Sariputta addressed the bhikkhus thus: "Oh, friends, bhikkhus." So then the bhikkhus replied, "Venerable Sir, Sariputta, Venerable Sir." Then the Venerable Sariputta said, "You see, dear bhikkhus, friends, at Benares, in their park at Isipatana, Tathagata, accomplished one and fully enlightened one, sat rolling the matchless wheel of the Dhamma. And Lord Buddha has announcing, teaching, describing, establishing, revealing, expounding, and exhibiting these four noble truths. Then the Sariputta asks, what are the four? Do you know? Then the Sariputta, he himself answer. So these the four noble truths are the noble truth of suffering, the noble truth of origin of suffering, the noble truth of cessation of suffering, the noble truth of way leading to cessation of suffering. These are the four noble truths the Sariputta has told to the Holy Sangha. Then the question arises. What is exactly meaning of the suffering? What is the exactly meaning of the suffering? Then the Bhagavan Buddha very systematically already explained to the Sariputta Muni. So that Sariputta Muni told, see, Bhagavan Buddha has taught like this. So birth is suffering, aging is suffering, death is suffering, sorrow is suffering, lamentation, pain, grief, and despair are suffering. Not to obtain what one wants is suffering. In short, the five aggregate affected by clinging are suffering. This is the briefly called suffering. So, this all the term study I already elaborate, I'll explain you. So this one's the briefly I told you. Now the Bhagavan Buddha's very clearly explain. So now according to Bhagavan Buddha's instruction, the Sariputta Bhante has told their friends, because do you know what is birth? What is exactly birth? So everybody born. So you should know exactly what is the birth. Then Bhagavan Buddha said, the birth of being into the various order of being. They are coming to birth and precipitation in the womb, generation the manifestation of the aggregate, obtaining the best for contact. This is called birth. The Sariputta Bhante explained what is exactly birth. The birth, all the being, any being, maybe say the human being, maybe say you animal, maybe say another creature. So all the being are the different order of being. So they come from the different order of being and the different place. They come and they conceive in mother womb and they develop. And they develop with this the five aggregate. It is the intact. When it is the Namarupa is taking the shape and taking place, similarly, this aggregate also obtain. So this is the way how a being born and how being come and born. Bhagavan Buddha told like this, according to text. So of course, yesterday I elaborate very clearly. So the birth is the suffering, and many of us the birth maybe not consider is not suffering. Normally people, when anybody take birth, everybody happy, everybody they enjoy. But where is the Bhagavan Buddha said, birth is the suffering. So this is something like a very different. And none of us, we consider birth is not suffering. We say birth is the very happy. That's why everybody will be happy. But if you deeply analyze, then you will understand how much suffer will be. So as I told the very clearly yesterday, so birth is the very, very the suffering in the life. Because with birth only, all this problem come. If there is no birth, then no problem will come. So when your birth come, then all aging, sickness, death, all sort of problem will become. Then Bhagavan Buddha said, Sariputta said, next, their friends, oh, because do you know what is the aging? First he explained what is the birth. And next he said, what is aging? And this thing is we cannot separate from our life. This is intact with our life. So, and they said the aging. What is aging? Then this Sariputta said, the aging of being in the various order of being. They are always brokenness of teeth, grayness of hair, wrinkling of skin, decline of life, weakness of the faculties. This is called aging. In the text, Sariputta Bhante explain. So this aging also being in various order of being and different beings, they are also all subset of aging. They took birth and slowly they are aging. So how you know exactly what is the aging? This happening the moment to moment in our day-to-day life, in our body, like the always small baby, when you born a small baby, that time then you cannot see, you cannot eat. So as 1 day, 2 day, 3 days, you can see, you can open your eyes, and slowly your baby, child, young, then slowly become the old, and they slowly become the middle age, then old age. So how you recognize? Then slowly now you are considering my body is very strong, I am very healthy, I can do anything. But as the time passing, so slowly your all teeth will become the lose pain, and slowly it will be broken. So this is the sign of the aging. Then the gray hair, and now people to so much keen to black hair. So when the hair turn into gray, white, and they are so much worry. They applying so different kind of chemical, different kind of cosmetic to hide this aging. So none of us want to become the age, and none of us want to become our hair turn into white. Everybody want just youngness, youthfulness, but it does not happen. So the gray hair, when you have the gray hair, then just you should realize, oh, now I am becoming old. Some kings, some wise people, if they knew that, they will be take decision. Oh, now the life gone. Now how much time I have to go and to take best use, and go to the temple and do some meditation and temporary monk program, listen Dhamma, reading Dhamma. So like this, one have to engage, and slowly your skin is so beautiful, shining skin, and as you are growing old, then wrinkle skin will be just like a wrinkle, just like the folding of this something like your skin, and the youngness, youthfulness gone, and slowly decline of your life. Then slowly now your the life will be going to decline now. Now the you cannot stand, you cannot move, and you cannot see, you cannot eat, you cannot hear. So these are the sign of the old age. And slowly weakness, faculty, the all six senses will be become weak. Cannot see, cannot hear, cannot smell. So these are all these are the all the sign of aging. This happening the moment to moment in our body. We can see, we can feel. And if you are the good meditator, if you are the enough wisdom, you can to feel, you can actually realize. Then to slowly you can change your lifestyle and you can live to wisely. Then Sariputta Bhante again the further he talk about the next step. And he asked, what is friend? What is that? He asked, what is that? How you define the that? And Bhagavan Buddha has told very clearly here. So that is the passing of being out of various other of being. So they are passing away, dissolution, disappearance, the dying, completion of time, dissolution of the aggregate, lying down of the body. This is called death. So this is the text as I said, passing of being out of various order of being. So maybe you are the today human being, and as you are human being, after the exhaust your body, and after die, maybe you are going to another human body, and like this. So uh, this the death, these are the sign they are passing away. Dissolution of our body. So dissolution, this the body will be the dissolution, the exhaust and destruction. And slowly after destruction, then it will be disappear. This is the dying because the completion of time. It is a time frame. There is a validity. A person can live only maximum 100 plus. It's very rare. Nowadays, the people dying within the 50, 60 year, they die. So dissolution of aggregate, this the panchakhanda, rupa khanda, vedana khanda, the sanya khanda, vijnana khanda, this all is the dissolution, and finally lying down of your body. Then lying down your body on the ground. So this is the death, Bhagavan Buddha said. Bhagavan Buddha thought. So if a person to dead also, so a person, you have gone through this, if you have seen how do you feel if a person die, that very moment you will be little emotion and very deeply thinking about the life. Then after that you forget. This is the outward nature of the mind. So when we see little bit get emotion and fear, and after that we forget everything. So you have seen the dead body how look like. First they die, then after that slowly it will be turned into the black color, and slowly they start to rotten, and slowly and internal all the blood flesh will be rotten. Then slowly because of the sunlight, because of rain, and slowly it will be start rotten. There is so many worm, and here hole, there hole. Then slowly all this the skin also scatter, and all the muscle and the flesh the gone. Then slowly appear all the ribs and all the skeleton. That skeleton also remain a few days, and all this the uh, animal, and they are roaming here and there. Some roaming the animal they are eating and they are kicking. Then slowly this the skeleton also became a scatter, and slowly this will be gone inside the earth. Then slowly it will be rotten. Then this will be totally disappear. Then where is the me? Where is you? Where is I? Nothing is there. This is the death. Everybody will have under this death. Everybody will be on the die. So before die, wise people will be take benefit by engaging the wholesome activity, and they will be more they will be cultivate the punya. That punya will be to play important role in day-to-day life as well as in future life. Life after life will be support to the grow higher and higher happiness. So by not engaging that particular people will be not get benefit from this life, then slowly they will have opportunity, but they would not take a benefit. Then simply they come and gone. So this is that. It should not happen. So we are very lucky having this opportunity, discussing and knowing all those things. So then the Sariputta Bhante further he asked their friends, what is the sorrow? Then they answer, the sorrow, sorrowing, the sorrowfulness, the inner sorrowness of one who has encountered some misfortune or is affected by some painful state. This is called sorrow. So it is something like the Dhamma, mental state, sorrowfulness. If you are so there are different kind of the misfortune that happen. So our life itself is always under danger. So the sitting also danger, and the traveling also danger. Even you are going here and there danger. So anything happen, anything can happen. Maybe today we are here, tomorrow something will happen. So this our life is under the misfortune. So anytime any harmful and happen and painful thing will be happen. Maybe the big loss will be happen. So then you'll be become sorrow, and you will not talk, and you'll just a long face, and you are not moved talk with everybody. Then your happiness and the peacefulness gone. So this is the our part of the life. We have to gone through many times, but we are at the lack of drawback of our wisdom that we are not aware. So then Sariputta very nicely told. So this we have to contemplate. So how it is happened, how we are under danger. So if you have the such the right understanding, then you all will be develop some urgency in the sense that you will be engage yourself and without wasting any time you will be do some good action, good thing, wholesome thing. So and you will be see the negative way and positive way, and you will be know if the positive way is the more advantage, then you will be more you will be qualified. So like this you can make free from this sorrow. Then the Sariputta one day the further he told, what friends, what is the lamentation? Then he answered, the wild and lament, wailing and lamenting, bewailing and the lamentation of one who has encountered some misfortune or is affected by some painful state. This is called lamentation. It is the lamentation, something you have to see in around your area, maybe neighbor, in your place that you have seen. So if the husband and wife, if any one of these they lost, so that time you have seen. But for example, maybe the husband die, with the wife, my life. So that time we have seen this one practically. So when their husband they lost, how they are the crying, how they are wailing, and how they are beating their head, their chest, and they are beating, hitting on the wall, and loudly crying, and they are telling why this happened, why this happened to him, why should not happen me, like this. There's so many that they telling something, and just they crying. This is called wailing and lamenting. So this is the full of entire world. There every moment happening, and somebody die in the medical also. If you go to the medical, you can go and see where this post-mortem happened, the autopsy happened. So that time also see when that take out his dead body, then all this parent, relative, and all the village people there come and collect. That time you see they are the nearer, they are there, how they are crying, how they are beating. This all these things you can see in the medical, in the village there. So these are the dukkha, but nobody concentrate on it, nobody contemplate on it, nobody aware, and everybody consider our life is the so happy life. So when you describe, then we understand, oh, this is dukkha. So the Sariputta very nicely he told this kind of the misfortune, and maybe you lost your mother, father, and you may lost your child, you maybe lost your daughter, you maybe lost your and son, you maybe lost your how to call it property, maybe you lost you to many ways. This misfortune will come, then you will be so much cry, the lamentation. That is called lamentation. So this thing we are anytime, any moment happen. So none of us we are free. When we born, we are part of this. We have to go through this only. Then he said the next is the oh friend further. What is the pain? Painfulness, pain. Then again the Sariputta told bodily pain, bodily discomfort, and bodily painful, uncomfortable feeling born of bodily contact. This is called painful. So in your body, you can feel painful feeling, discomfort. As I yesterday told you, many of us we like to travel, we like to sit, we like to sleep, we like to sit. So if you sit a long time, then you'll be realize how it is painful happen in the body. Beginning may be very comfortable, maybe 1 minute, 2 minutes, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, half an hour. Then slowly this pleasant feeling will be turned into unpleasant feeling. Painful will be start. Then it will be more strong and more strong. Then it will be very severe. That time you will lose balance of mind. So like this, the bodily uncomfortable feeling, bodily painful feeling because of contact, anything. So maybe many of you are not experienced about the monk life, and if you to see from far the monk, as you seem the monk are just simply sitting in a monastery, simply just living there. Their life is so beautiful life. Their life is so peaceful life. But when you come here, then live here the 1 month, 2 months, then you'll be realized. And even you upasakas, if you do meditation 1 day, then you'll be realized. Those who already qualified for them is no problem, but they've already gone through that, they know. So monk life is not easy. So attainment of enlightenment is not easy. So that a lot of sacrifice, lot of the hard work, lot of the tyaga you have to do. So without this, you cannot achieve your goal. So that the body is everywhere pain, everywhere there is a feeling. So this feeling, either the pleasant feeling or unpleasant feeling. Sometimes neutral feeling maybe we will not experience because the lack of our mindfulness. So lack of mindfulness, we are not aware that one. So if your mind is very sharp and very concentrate, fully concentrate mind, then the momentary you will may experience that this uh, neutral feeling. Yeah. Then Sariputta one day, the further he just said, see, their friends, what is the grief? What is grief? Then the Sariputta one day told, mental pain, mental discomfort, painful, uncomfortable feeling born of mental contact. This is called grief. So this is something like the stronger than the sorrow. It is something intense sorrow. When this happen, when you lost the loved one, when you lost something like loving the thing or liking thing, that time will be happen grief. It is something like a mental pain and a mental discomfortable, painful, uncomfortable feeling in your mind. It's the when you did this happen, then you are not mood and you are living in the day-to-day life with your family, neighbor, and in your office. And if you are you're the village people, you're the area people, sometimes they behave as you like, sometimes they not behave as you like. So that time maybe in your the house, your the wife and children not listen, that time and you're very unhappy. So that mental pain and mental discomfort, painful uncomfortable feeling born automatically. So this happening throughout our life. This happening maybe you are considering, oh, this not happen yet to me. Yes, it will be happen. So one day will be happen, it will be happen. Yeah. So these are the thing. And for the further, the Sariputta Bhande said, oh, venerable monks, venerable friends, do you know what is despair? Then the Sariputta Bhante explained the trouble and despair, the tribulation, and the desperation of one who has encountered some misfortune or is affected by some painful state. This is called despair. So despair is something like again if you have lost your all kind of hope, that time this despair will be happen. This is despair. So if any misfortune happen, for example, uh, if you lost your property, and if you want to achieve something, and but by the way you not achieved, and the by the game, the game you just lost all your property, and then after that there is no hope, that time to just you become despair. So then you lost balance of mind. So this then you are just simply just you are just your mind body not working. So that's so much depression, so much unhappiness. So this happened. We are all are the subject of this. Anytime they may happen. We are all are subject of this. Then the Bhagavan Buddha said, the Sariputta said again, their friends, Do you know? So this all these are these the painful for the life. So now the next further he said the friends is not often to what one is suffering. And if you anything that you want, if you don't get, then this suffering happen. So the how this the Sariputta said, to being subject to birth, there come the wish. Oh, that we are not subject to birth. The birth would not come to us, but this is not to be obtained by wishing, and not to obtain what one wants to is suffering. So this is said, Sariputta. So being subject of birth, we are all the subject of birth. There come to wish. So sometimes we wish that we are not subject to birth. So we don't want to birth, reborn, and this will be not happen because now you thoroughly understood, and after birth only all this happen. Birth, aging, sickness, the death, lamentation, uh, despair, all grief, all sorrowness, everything happened because of birth only. We sometimes we consider the when it is happen in our life, we say why this happened, and because of that. But if you analyze very deeply, this happened because of birth only. If there is no birth, all those things will not happen. So we wish that the birth would not come to us, but this is not to be obtained by wishing. So maybe in our life we want to born in the high family, but you are not born in the high family, at rich family, maybe you are from poor family, then you want to become rich, that the thing is that does not happening. So that's why this is the suffering. Then again is not to often to what one wants is suffering. Again further he said, being the subject to aging, subject to sickness, subject to death, subject to sorrow, lamentation, grief, all this thing we don't want, but it is the happening. So that's why we are all suffering. Oh, that we are not subject to sorrow, and we don't want sorrow, lamentation, pain, grief, all those things we often. So that's why we are unhappy. But this is the not to be obtained by wishing, and not to obtain to what one wants is suffering. So the wishing, you wishing to not get but you're getting that's why it's suffering. Then the further the Bhagavan Buddha, the Sariputta said, friends, what are the five aggregate? Five aggregate means Panchakhanda, Rupa Khanda, Vedana Khanda, Sanya Khanda, Sankhara Khanda, Vijnana Khanda. So by the clinging that in short are suffering. So the all this the five aggregate we are the clinging, we have the attachment. They are the material form aggregate affected by clinging. So this is the Rupa Khanda. We clean our body, and everybody have this the view. Oh, this is my body, this is my hand, this is my leg, this is my head, this is my body. Then we slowly develop the I-ness, my-ness. This is my whatever we are doing, seeing also doing by me, hearing also by doing by me, doing also by doing by me. So everything by me. So this is the way, the how and cling, and the suffering will be a start. And they are the material form. And the next is the feeling aggregate affected by clinging. Again the Vedana Khanda, this is the body. When there is a body, there must be feeling. Wherever you touch, you can feel. Actually, you are feel. So there is a mind. That's why you are feeling. When there is a feeling, then you can say, you will say, oh, this is my feeling. This is the I feeling. This is my feeling. And clinging again on the feeling. So that feeling, though you are clinging, then it does not exist. Just it is came and slowly away. Then next is that uh, uh, the feeling, then the perception, the aggregate affected by clinging. The perception means sanya, the rupa khanda, vedana khanda, sanya khanda. So you have body, and on body you are feeling, then you will be recognized this is pleasant feeling and unpleasant feeling. So you are always creating liking, disliking. Then there's something like the reaction happen. When the reaction happen, then you are just developing the mental formation sankara. You are committing different wholesome, unwholesome activity. And who is doing this? As you are assuming I doing, my doing, this whatever the I doing, my doing only. That is clinging on that. Then next they said the formation aggregate sanya khandra sankara khanda. Then according to your all the body feeling and the perception, and next mental formation sankara. So in throughout your life you have to committed to different kind of wholesome deed, unwholesome deed. So the throughout your life, even the future life also you will be keep on doing, and past life also you done, at the present life also you are doing. So this life is nothing but action only. So this the life is only action. Yeah. So now this five aggregate, the clinging, this the mental formation, and the consciousness. Consciousness affected by clinging. So whatever you are thinking, whatever you are knowing, whatever you are imagining, whatever you are planning, whatever you are doing, that is all coming from the mind. So that also you are telling oh, whatever I am thinking, whatever I am imagining, that is all my imagination, my thinking, my thought, everything is the mind. This mind is so strong. Because of this only a person suffering. So these are the five aggregate. So then the Bhagavan Buddha said, oh, this whole thing is to consider suffering. So now the suffering is not a small thing. It is the so vast, different way you are suffering. So now to so much I told, this is the way one will suffer. So these are all come under the suffering. Then this is the consider as a noble truth of suffering. Noble truth of suffering. Then as beginning the Bhagavan Buddha said there are four noble truth. Then one noble truth is the now cover. Then next he said, oh friends, what is the noble truth of origin of suffering? What is the noble truth origin of suffering? Origin means the cause. When we are suffering, all this so much I told about the suffering. That what is the cause behind this? There must be cause. Without cause there is no effect. Cause and effect, always there. So that anything the unpleasant thing happen, if you're enough wise, you have to investigate. So you have to investigate and you'll be know. This is the problem now. and if you to investigate, then you will find this is the cause. So now we are what Bhagavan want to Sariputta want to explain to what is the noble truth of origin of suffering. Then Sariputta want to explain. It is craving which bring renewal of being, is the accompanied by delight and lust, and delight in this and that. That is the craving for sensual pleasure, craving for being, and craving for non-being. This is called the noble truth of origin of suffering. It is very clearly told, Lord Buddha. This is the cause of suffering. The cause of suffering is the objectively, if we know, this is nothing, only craving, desire. This is the main cause for all this series of the suffering happening. If you remove this craving, then all the suffering will be stopped. All the suffering will be away. But how many of us root out the craving from our mind? This craving happening to moment to moment, moment to moment. So if you you are seen born, you are very much prone to looking outside, and you never look inside. So that's why you are not understanding your mind. When you see inward of your mind, then you will understand how mind is working. Then whatever you are seeing, this is the orientation of the craving. Whatever you are hearing, this is orientation of the craving. Whatever you are smelling, this is orientation of the craving. Whatever you are testing, that is the orientation of the craving. Whatever you are feeling, that is also orientation of the craving. What you are thinking, that is also orientation of the craving. So these are all the cause of the suffering. So the craving is the main. So if you want to root out all the suffering, then you have to take out from your mind this craving only. Then this craving which bring renewal of being. Because of this craving only, we reborn again and again, again and again. For example, you are the different professional background. Maybe many of you are the engineer, the doctor, the so many the profession, and everybody have the hope. If there is no hope, there is no movement. There is a hope. That's why the movement happening. They keep on happening. So that because of craving, only entire world is moving. If there is no craving, then everything will be stagnant. So, and some people they confuse. Without craving, then how can we live? How can we achieve? How can we success? There is sometimes they ask the question. So, craving must be there, and but same time you should know, oh, this is the craving, and you should not react, and you should only just objectively you see, and if you are not aware that this craving can create some complication, this the craving can create some problem. So if you are the mindfulness, the craving is there, then you will be not react, then craving will be not become strong, and craving will be become so slowly weak, then you can manage. But you have some responsibility. You have to fulfill your responsibility, but with understanding only. So if you are fulfilling all your responsibility, then you are safe. if you are to not understand, without understanding, if you do, then there's a problem. We people, mostly we are doing without understanding. So that's why yesterday I told you, anybody, any profession, anybody, any the different ways you are earning your livelihood, be generous. Whenever you are earning, just you earn, you be multimillionaire, be very rich man, no problem. So Buddhism is always optimistic. So they encourage, but at the same time you should understand. Oh, whatever I'm earning, I should share with my wife, share with my husband, share with my daughter, share with my son, share with my parents, share with my neighbors, share with my the nation people. Just like this, if you make your mind, then you will be not suffer. Then your mind will relax. Your mind will be free. Otherwise, so much craving and clinging, and we will always live with the fear. Then this will be the big problem. So that if you do understanding with understanding, then all your responsibility you can carry out very nicely. So that this is the craving, and accompanied with delight, lust, and we are entertaining, you see, seeing, hearing, smelling, tasting, feeling, thinking. Different way we are just delighting, sensual pleasure, and a lot of lust in our mind. So that's why we become emotion. So if if we become emotion, then we will be lost our balance of mind. So if we lost our balance on mind, we cannot understand the thing, the reality. So like this, so that's why our mind is always here, sometimes there, sensual pleasure, and craving for being that sensual pleasure, you continuity of your life. And sometimes if you are the encounter some with some unpleasant thing, then you see you to say, oh, what is this? Without this no meaning of life, then you are not willing to continue the life, you want to destroy the life. So that is called a non-being. So the bhavathana, vibhavathana, kamatana, bhavathana, vibhavathana, this happening, always happening in our life. Then next Sariputta Bhante asked, friends, what is the noble truth of cessation of suffering? Cessation means just the end of the suffering, and removed the suffering. Then Sariputta Bhante explained, it is the reminderless fading away and ceasing, the giving up, relinquishing, letting go, and rejecting of what same craving. This is called noble truth of cessation of suffering. So Sariputta explained very nicely. Reminderless fading away. This the craving. It should not be remain even small particle. It should be clearly away from your mind, from root level, and saying to totally away, destroy all kind of craving. And it should be giving up, relinquishing, let go. So it is very difficult for us to say let go. We are holding everything. We are holding, and whole life we are accumulating. There is a saying, how much you are holding, that much you are losing, because not nothing is stagnant in the world. Everything is changing. So, if you are to more accumulate and more complicate, if you live simple life, then the more the good life. Maybe you are the multimillionaire. Maybe you are the very rich man. But you have to learn how to live simple life. If you learn how to live simple life, then you will be really enjoy the richness. Otherwise, if you not learn the simple how to live simple life, then this all kind of the problem will become. All kind of the suffering will become. All kind of the unpleasant thing will become. So all these things will be create problem. And for you people, for worldly people, it is very difficult to say let go. So if you say one time let go, one time free from tension. If you say at 20 times, you are free from 20 times from the tension. If you say 100 times, let go, 100 times you are free from tension. If you say totally free, if you want to make yourself totally free, then you say totally let go. So that will be very difficult for you people. But to some extent you have to practice. So like this there. So this is the way how to want to overcome from all suffering. This is the end of suffering. So that's why we are from morning to evening we are listening Dhamma, reading Dhamma, practicing Dhamma, and knowing our mind and knowing our body. Try to developing kusala and try to developing the panya. So by developing this moment to moment, we are understanding at least some extent, and that's why not much the tension. Tension is there, suffering is there, but not equal to other. So like this, you also. So if you develop like this bit by bit, so if you little develop this Dhamma thing in your life, then and there you will be happy and you will be real way enjoy the life. So at least we have to try. Then next further this most respected Sariputta Pandit asked his friends, what is the noble truth of the leading to cessation of suffering? Leading to cessation of the suffering. Then Sariputta again the answer. It is just the noble truth, noble to eightfold path that leading to cessation of suffering. Like this the noble eightfold path is like a right view, right intention, right speech, right action, right livelihood, right effort, right mindfulness, and the right concentration. So these are the eight noble path. Again, the systematic way, nicely elaborating by the Sariputta to his friend. And Sariputta Bhante, he asked to his friend further, oh friends, do you know what is the right view? Then the Sariputta Bhante again to answer himself, no, you see, knowledge of suffering, knowledge of origin of suffering, knowledge of the cessation of suffering, knowledge of the way leading to cessation of suffering. This is called right view. So the knowledge of suffering, and now you have got enough information about the suffering, about different form of suffering. So this is, if you are aware, if you are clear, that is called samadhi. That is called the right view, and knowledge of origin of suffering. And now I explain you to what is the origin of suffering, what is the cause of suffering. That also you are aware now. Oh, this is the cause. What is the cause? This is the craving is the cause, and you also know that one. This is called right understanding, clearly understanding. And next is it knowledge of cessation of suffering, how to end of suffering. That's also told. Removing all the desire, craving, the clingingness. That is the cause of. That is the end of the suffering. If you understand the correct way, that is called right view. Knowledge of the way leading to cessation of suffering. That the knowledge how to lead cessation of suffering. So the way, the method, everything to have some technique and method. So if you understand this the four thing clearly, this is called right understanding. Or you can say right view, same things. Then it is very clear now. What is mean by the right view? What do you mean by right understanding? Now you have, if anybody asks, what is right understanding? Then you should to know. You have to tell knowledge of suffering, knowledge of origin of suffering, knowledge of cessation of suffering, knowledge of the way leading to cessation of suffering. This is the right understanding. If you not knowing this one, that will be not considered the right way of understanding. And further, the Sariputta Bhante again asked to his friend, said, "What, friends? What is the right intention? Right intention, the right thought, right intention. So intention of the renunciation, intention of non-ill will, and intention of the non-cruelty. This is called right intention." So, and we have the different kind of intention, different kind of thought. Without thought, there is no mind. And every moment, every fraction, there is some thought. Within the fraction, there is 100,000 thoughts rising, vanishing, rising, rising, vanishing. So this is the mind. So that the intention, thought, what kind of thought you have to see. And he is saying intention of the renunciation. Renunciate the bad thought, you have to renunciate. And what is the bad thought? Intention of not ill will. No, ill will is you have to give up. Intention of non-cruelty. You have to develop the non-cruelty. And how to call it? You have to develop something like positive side. Intention to non-ill will, intention to non-cruelty. And you have to develop the loving kindness. And you have to develop the compassion. So if you have the love and compassion, then you will be lead very good, happy life. So this kind of thought you have to develop. So morning, if you start the day with loving kindness, with happy mood, you bound to spend the day happily. And if you start the day with unhappy mind, then you will be spend the day with unhappy. So that what you are thinking, what you are imagining, so that is depend upon you. So if you create more and more the good intention and a good thought, here and now you can experience. If you have to generate now at the very moment good thought, and throughout the day you have engaged the different kind of the activity. Maybe many of your activity done to very good activity, like you have to help somebody, and you have to done some very good thing, the outstanding things that you have done. So that if you reflect again and again, that is a good thought. That time you will be to get more positive energy. That time all negativity will be away, and your mind is full of positive only. So like this you have to train your mind. So this is called the right intention. Then further the Sariputta asked again Next question to what is the right speech? Then here telling the abstaining from false speech, abstaining from the malicious speech, abstaining from the harsh speech, abstaining from the idle chatter. This is called right speech. So there are the four factors of the right speech. Not telling lie, and not backbiting, and not using harsh word, and not uh, indulging to simply gossiping. So these are the fourth factor to consider as right speech. So the one of these, if you abstain, like not telling lie, if you tell truth, internal happiness, internal confidence will be developed. If you break this telling lie, this the rule. By telling lie, maybe you can earn lakhs together of money, but you are very clear this money I earned illegally. Maybe you get external gain, but at the same time you lost the internal peace of mind. You lost internal gain. So like this. And abstaining from the malicious speech, backbiting, here and there you are talking, splitting and breaking the other friendship. So this is very danger. So that will be the create some the disharmony, and it will be create something like the unhappy life. Abstaining from harsh word, and none of us we want to hear the harsh word, bad word, scolding. So this will be break the relationship, break the harmonious, and abstaining from the chatter, idle chatter, gossiping. So this will be simply waste of time. Time is everything. Time is money. Time is the development. Time is the everything. Within time you have to do. So if you do the within time, so that you will be success. So if you simply waste the time, then you will be lost your the opportunity, then you are nowhere. So that Bhagavan Buddha told very clearly. Then next Sariputta asks one further question. Oh friends, what is right action? What is right action? Our life is the whole life with action only. So what is right action? And he is telling the abstaining from killing, living being, abstaining from the taking the what is not given, abstaining from the misconduct in sensual pleasure. This is called right action. So these all those things they explained by Sariputta. This is the word of the Buddha. Bhagavan Buddha, he himself told. So we are only passing. And abstaining from killing. Not to kill. Why Bhagavan Buddha said not to kill? Everybody loved their own life. None of us want to die. And even we kill also, will we become short life. So everybody want to live the full life. None of us want to die, untimely die. Advantage, living long life. So if you are for example 100 year living and you not done any wholesome action and you are just simply indulging into unlawful activity, so that is not worth. So we pray, we wish the long life, because if we have the 100-year lifespan, within this particular period we can do so much meditation, so much dana, so much sila, so much bhavana, so much different way we can cultivate our wholesome the kamma, wholesome activity that will be support our life and life after life. That's why we do. And abstaining from taking the what is not given. None of us want to become the poor. Everybody want to enjoy the rich life. And why some people are the poor? Why some people are rich. Because of this only, they are stealing. Stealing is the depriving to people. So that's why this is the consequent, the poor life. Abstaining from misconduct, sensual pleasure. So the misconduct. Now this also very important. So if you have the misconduct and the wrong livelihood, wrongly if you live, then slowly your family harmonies will be turned into disharmony, and slowly the believe your partner will be not believe you, and slowly misunderstanding, quarrel will be start, divorce will be start because of you. Your all the son, daughter, and all your relative, all brother, sister, and neighbor, they will be, everybody will be unhappy. So because of this, once you start family life, you have to live the life like a husband and wife, like a milk and water. Once you mix, you cannot separate. And the husband and wife, always you have to trust each other. And husband and wife, the main motto is we have to help each other to grow and higher happiness. And you should not expect my husband should be perfect, my wife should be perfect. Till attain enlightenment, none of us will be perfect. To commit mistake is the human nature, and forgiveness is the divine quality. So that you have to be kemasil and forgiveness. Then that slowly will be more the compassion, care, love, affection, and will be developed. And slowly the harmonious, the family life will be harmonious, and with harmonious and happy mind, if you do, the success rate is always high. So like this, you have to help each other. Whenever the husband maybe she have weakness, then you just go and help her. If the wife is the weakness, just husband is if it is the weakness, then you have to go help him. So like this, we have to each other help. So like this, we have to restrain, and we have to strictly follow. Then the life will be beautiful life. Then further, Sariputta asked the further question, what is the right livelihood? Then he answered himself, here a noble disciple, having abundant wrong livelihood, earn his lively living by right livelihood. This is called right livelihood. Wrong livelihood for monk, upasak, for upasak also, this is different. For monk life, there the right livelihood is only two thing, fourth thing, Chatupachaya, dwelling place, Chivara, Pindupata, and the medicine. This is the basic fourth thing. The monk have to know the property, know the building, know house, nothing own. It is only monastery, it is the collectively using. So this the fourth thing only: cloth, food, shelter, and medicine. So this thing also, they will be go to the upasak, and upasak, they will be give to the monk. They will be offer shibara, they will be offer pindupata, they will be offered the medicine, they will be build the monastery, then they will be invite monk. Like during Buddha's time, the Anathapindika, he buy the huge land, and he build monastery, then he invite the Lord Buddha. And Lord Buddha spend there so many varsa, and he has delivered so many discourse, so that whatever discourse you read, you will be noticed Anathapindika Jetavana monastery. He is now his name is everywhere in the suttas. He is now Amar. So like this, this is the right livelihood for the monk. And for the lay upasak, The right livelihood should not involve in the selling the weapon business and drug business, human business, animal business. We should avoid all this business and intoxicate business. So if you involve, then it will consider wrong livelihood. So right livelihood, for example, you have job, you do, you have the business, you do, you have cultivation, you do, and if you want to reach also, you have so many different way except this 4 or 5 business. So that's why the Sariputta said this is the right livelihood. You should understand. So being a monk, if we go and go to office and walk, and there is no different you and me, and why you are doing the salutation, taking blessing from the monk, then if we are walk like you, then there is no different. So our life, your life is very different. Now everywhere so many the monastery they're developing, but upasaka they are managing. This is very good. But some of the places they are holding and they are not giving to the monk. So that is the there. So in my place also there is so many monastery built by our the lay upasaka. Then after built, then they offer to the sangha. That is sangha property only. Sangha will be take care everything. The upasaka they will be give only chatupachaya, chivara, cloth, food, medicine, and monastery. That's all. So if monks they lead based on this, there is the earning right livelihood. So then the next further Sariputta asked a further question. The friends, what is the right effort? Here he said, here a bhikkhus, I can jilt for the non-arising of arising evil to unwholesome state. And he makes the effort to arouse energy, exert his mind, and to strive. He awakens the jilt for the abandoning of arising evil, unwholesome state. And he makes the effort to arouse energy, exert his mind, and strive. He awakens jilt for the arising of the unarisen to wholesome state, and he makes the effort to arouse energy, exert his mind, and strive. He awakens jilt for the continuance, non-disapparent, strengthening the increase and fulfillment by development of arisen wholesome state, and he make effort, arouse energy, exert his mind, and strive. This is called right effort. So what is exactly right effort? For example, whatever unwholesome thought arise, so that unwholesome thought you have to suppress, slowly try to eliminate. We have to put effort. And if there is a no wholesome thought, no wholesome thought arise, then you have to put effort to develop, to generate. And if it is the wholesome thought already arise, then you have to develop, you have to uphold. So this is the right effort. This is the right effort. And next, further the question asks the question: what is the right mindfulness? Here it is said. Here a bhikkhu avid contemplating body, the ardent, fully aware of mindful, having to put away covetousness, the grief for this world, avid contemplating feeling. So here also he said this fourth Chatipatthana, whatever the Kayanupasana, Vedananupasana, Chittanupasana, Dhammanupasana, on that only you have to the contemplate. So this is the right mindfulness. So for example, Kaya Anupasana study also I explain, and so that fourth Satipatthana, that one, yeah. And next he said, what is the friends? What is the right concentration? So here they said, and here quite secluded from sensual pleasure, secluded from the unwholesome state. A bhikkhu enter upon the habit of in the first jhana, which is accompanied by the applied and sustained thought with rapture and pleasure to bone seclusion, with stillings of applied and sustained thought. He enter upon and habits in the second jhana. So this is the right concentration. Here said, you keep away from the sensual pleasure, and keep away from the unwholesome deed, and by keeping away, you are just developing your mind. Then first jhana, second jhana, third jhana, you will be attained. So the like the Pitaka, Visara, Piti, Sukha, Ekagarta, one by one, the five jhana. So it will be attained. Then slowly, then within this, then it will be attain the concentration, samadhi, samadhi. So at lastly, they had said at Benaras, the friend in the deer park at Isipatana Tathagata, accomplished and fully enlightened, set rolling the messless the wheel of Dhamma, which cannot be stopped by any reckless Brahmin or God or Mara or Brahma or anyone in the world. That is the announcing, teaching, describing, establishing, revealing, the expounding and exhibiting of this four noble truth. That is what the Venerable Sariputta said. The bhikkhus were satisfied and delight in the Venerable Sariputta word. Then they are all happy, they may be attain enlightenment. This is the Satchabhibhanga Sutta. So I think the time is running. Now maybe it's time for the question and answer session. So thank you very much for listening. So just you yourself read, because now there's so many the facility created by the technology in the WhatsApp, in the internet available, in the book form, and in the library. So many places that available. All those things. You just spend some time. So if you yourself study, and it will be more clear. So that like this, the Satchabhibhanga Sutta today is over. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Bante.
Thank you.
Bante, we will move on to the question and answer.
Yes.
Bante, your first question is repeat more about right mindfulness. Could you explain that a little more?
Mindfulness.
Yes, Bante. Yeah, right mindfulness.
Oh.
Am I audible okay, Bante?
Yes, audible. Yeah. Clear.
Yeah. Right mindfulness, Bante.
Yeah, right mindfulness is something, if you are contemplating on this, the fourth object, like kaya anupasana, vedana anupasana, dhamma anupasana, and chitta anupasana. So concentrating on that, and you are knowing the as it is, that will be right mindfulness. And maybe if you are engaging your mindfulness some other object, and which is not good for it, like a sensual pleasure. So that will be not right mindfulness. It's a wrong mindfulness. Like a cat concentrating on the mouse. So like this.
Okay, thank you very much, Bhante. The question is related to how to develop the urgency about Dhamma practice in life. Why we should do that, and how do we make sure that Dhamma gets the urgency that it needs.
Yeah. So urgency is very important because the as I got based on the Four Noble Truth. So the life is the suffering. So when life is suffering and simply spending time is no use. So that contemplating on this, how to get out from the suffering, one has to have some amount of urgency. So that's why we need to develop urgency. For example, now is the temperature very hot. We cannot bear nowadays. But another maybe the 10, 12 year, you imagine how much temperature will be. Now you are unable to bear. Now another 10, 12 years, how you are going to bear. So it is the very danger. So that's why we have to contemplate like this. And urgency will help you how to get out from the suffering. So that's why urgency is very important. Without developing urgency, one will be not overcome from suffering.
Okay, thank you, Bhante. Bhante, your next question is related to Samma Ajiva. So if a person is serving his country by being in military, and in war he is killing his enemy, is that a panatipata?
Oh, that is the not panatipata, because he himself is not doing, because his boss is giving order. Because of his boss only he is doing. So during Buddha's time also there is such event happened. One day this one is the how to call the army, we call Sainik. So he just fed up with this profession, and he joined monk life, and he was doing meditation, and he many times he killed his enemy, and that thing always come in his mind, and he unable to meditate. Then the monk Bhante asked what happened. So in past life, I have done the wrong thing. I killed the people, so that every time disturbing me. So how to overcome? Then the monk said, "See, the is you have done yourself?" He said, "No." And my boss has the order, then I have done. Then this is not your papa. So then he have to clear. Then he can practice meditation, and further he growth took place. So this is not a wrong livelihood.
Okay, thank you very much, Bhante. Bhante, your next question is with respect to again observing the Shila. If somebody is constantly insulting you, being harsh and unfair to you, behaving unjustly with you, is it necessary to remain unreactive to this person all the time? What is the proper way to keep your Shila to answer to this question, answer to this person?
Yeah. So if this kind of the situation you encounter, so that time we need some amount of the wisdom. So Bhagwan Buddha, he never said if anybody come and abuse you, anybody come and kill you, anybody come and they hit you. Bhagwan Buddha said maybe you can show your this like a snake. If he's the how to call this the hood if so an angry mood and nobody will be come to him, but he will be not harm. So externally maybe you can show some the form, but internally the full of love and compassion. So if you maintain like this, then no problem. Then this is problem here. So like this we have to manage.
Okay, thank you, Bhante. Bhante, on the same line, related to Sheila, there is one more question. If we see that somebody is stealing and we see that is not acting as per the Sheila and we saw it, but we ourselves did not help him steal or help him break his Sheila, neither did we encourage him to break his Sheila. So we are just staying there overlooking it quietly. Are we still breaking the Sheila? Are we breaking
So
our own Sheila in that case?
uh, so it is uh, it is something like we are encouraging if we are not telling anything, but that who is the committing the stealing and you are looking at him, he is obviously doing the wrong thing. So if you not tell anything and you are encouraging him, of course this is very clear for you, this is wrong. So if you have the wise enough, at least you can attempt one time, two time. Then if it is work out, well and good. And if it is not work out also, some amount of you get some satisfaction. At least I tried. But if you are not telling anything, and it is not fair.
Okay, thank you, Bhante. Bhante, your next question is related to craving. Please explain a little more about craving. How does it, how the knowledge about craving will help us control the craving?
So the craving is something like always the negative. Always they can disturb our the mind and it will develop the emotion. So craving the Bhagavan Buddha said the craving is always to bring the unhappiness. But so that Bhagavan Buddha said you should have the mindfulness and wisdom. So desire and craving should be there. But when you are not reacting, when not reacting, so that time then this craving will be okay. But if you are observing as it is without reaction, then you are managing well. So by not understanding, because of not mindfulness, we are reacting. That is the problem. But that's why people sometimes they confuse. If we want to achieve something in life, we should have some desire, some craving. Without desire, we cannot walk. They used to tell. But the craving is craving is always negative. That's why Bhagavan said, be with craving. None of us the enlightened being. Craving will be there. Even Satapanna also they have some the kamaraga. Be with craving, but you should know how much you have craving and just you know it without reacting. And if you not react, then slowly it will become the weak, and it will dissolve. So like this, you have to manage.
Okay, thank you, Bhante. Bhante, again on a similar line where we were earlier trying to observe our Shila. In daily cleaning routine, you would kill many mosquitoes or cockroaches or ants and things like that because you're just cleaning your home. Or any such small beings. Is it Panatipata, Bhante?
Yeah, any living being, whether the elephant or small creature, that is a living being. So if you kill that, consider panatipata. But if you kill unintentionally, that will be maybe not considered panatipata. Panatipata, consider there some 4 or 5 factors. You should know one factor is this is the object, the first factor. Then this object is the living being. This is the second factor. And you have to generate intention to kill. And you have to arrange the weapon stick. And you bodily go and kill. Then this is considered killing. Yeah. Whether this is fulfilling or not, one has to know it.
Okay, thank you, Bhante. Your next question is related to the Four Noble Truths. The mystic, that is the realization of dukkha, or there is dukkha satya. The signs of optimism are contained in the next three noble truths, since they show the path to come out of suffering. What is your view on this?
Beg your pardon, will you repeat one again?
So, Bhante, this is related to the Four Noble Truths. The person is trying to ask that the first noble truth is pessimistic, and the remaining three are optimistic. Is that correct view of seeing at it? How should we look at the Four Noble Truths and the Buddha's path as being pessimistic or optimistic?
Okay. So actually, the whole Buddha's teaching is we have to see as a optimistic, because everybody want to overcome from suffering. So if you want to overcome from suffering, one has to know first this, what is the suffering. So that's why the Bhagavan Buddha's teaching is the good beginning, good middle, good end. So this the full of Bhagavan Buddha's teaching is the optimistic.
Okay, thank you, Bhante. The next question is, please explain our connections or relationship with different living beings in our current life, and many lives based on our karma or mental volitions in our past lives. How do we see somebody and his spouse have a common goals? They are interested in common things, doing common things, or you are working in an office and all your colleagues are working towards one goal. Is that still because we were somehow related? Can you elaborate a little more?
Yeah. So that you have to, first of all, you have to understand the mind. So there are the different people, different temperament. The Bhagavan Buddha says Raga Charita, Dvesa Charita, Maha Charita, Mahasarita, the Saddha, all those things. There are 6 temperament. So which temperament you have? So from which being you are? So they are categorized there. So the ill will temperament. Ill will temperament. So there is something like the demon, and if you have to something like greedy temperament, then that's the will being considered like ghost. And if you have to just the delusion temperament, then you have to see all the animal, all the creature. So which temperament you have, so based on that you can categorize from where you came and where you are going. So that will be that. To understand you need some meditation. You have to practice meditation, but it is only intellectual knowledge, it does not work. But you have to practice and you have to understand. If you more practice, you will be more clarity, that one. So that the wise people, they will understand what I was, and present life, based on present life, how your temperament, how your mindset, or what you are thinking, how based on that, to some extent you understand. Yeah.
Okay, thank you, Bhante. Bhante, your next question is, while talking about the noble truth of cessation of suffering, you said we need to learn to letting it go, let it go. Can you please elaborate on this one a little more, and how layperson can develop this approach?
So the possible he has to understand some extent about the anicca dukkha anatta, and all the thing is changing. But our mental attitude is we are holding. So then we also subject of the aging, sickness, death. So that if we understand, then you are not much holding about the panchakhanda, then easily you will be say let go. So this is the only the condition you have developed, then you can easily say let go.
Okay, thank you, Bhante. Bhante, the next question is related to observing the Musavada Shila. Can you explain a little more about the right speech? Tell us a little more about that and how we can practice right speech.
So right speech, as I told you, not to steal, not to tell a lie, not to gossip, not to use harsh word, not to backbiting. These are the fourth component of this the right speech. So, for example, if you gossiping, then in the life you want to achieve something. By gossiping, you will spend time. Then your goal will be not success, and you will be failure. Success is very less. And you are telling lie, then you are losing your confidence. You are losing the happiness of inner happiness of your mind. And if you're the backbiting, and you're breaking and you're creating the tension and this harmonious life among the society, among the people. And if you use the harsh word, then you are breaking the all friendship and all harmonious, and you are just creating the more enemy. So this is the right speech.
Okay, thank you, Bhante. Bhante, the next question is related to trying to increase merits in daily life. If somebody goes on doing vandana every day and in an effort to increase his merits, how does doing vandana every day help him increase it?
Yeah, the bandhana is the something like if you doing with understanding, and for example you can prove like your friend and your the elder, the papa, mama, and your uncle. If they come, if you do namaskara, this is also bandhana. While you are doing namaskara, at that time you will see inside your mind how this your mind situation, and that time you are so humble and so the positive energy and positive thought and so much love and affection to mama, papa. So like this, if we mentally and physically fully committed, so then by doing that, you are developing something like a punya, merit. Punya mean what? Punyati chittang iti punya. Whatever action you are doing, if you purify your mind, that is the punya. So you are doing bandhana means out of the respect, out of gratitude, out of the understanding, and whatever reciting, and you are to fully understand. So you are purifying your inner mind. That is the punya.
Okay, thank you, Bhante. Bhante, the next question is related to the population increase. Somebody is writing that the population in 2000 was certain amount, and after 2000, after 20 years, it increased by such and such amount. So how come the population is increasing and decreasing? Are these the same people who are dying and taking rebirth, or what is happening here?
So this is the Bhagavan Buddha. Bhagavan Buddha, one day when we were traveling, that time the Bhagavan Buddha took a little bit soil in his nail, and he asked to his disciple whether this soil is more or the entire art is the more. Then they reply on your nail that soil is there is no question of the more. The art is so huge. So similar way the human being also in the art are very little, no, and there the if you compare this all another insect and there's so many, so that this is the something like a recycling. It is the no increase, the no decrease. The daily how many people die, daily how many people going to revert. So there is no question of the increase decrease. Yeah,
Okay,
and
thank you,
don't
Bhante.
yeah.
Yeah, go ahead, Bhante. Sorry.
Yeah, you should not worry. The entire world will be full of the people, and there is no place this will be happen. No, the nature will be know how to control, how to manage. Nothing to worry. Yeah.
Okay, thank you, Bhante. Bhante, your next question is with regard to an earlier question we asked about a soldier's ajiva. A soldier's work in battle, does the boss who orders for killing the enemy, is he breaking the Shila then?
Yeah. So if you analyze deeply, who is the giving order? That particular person is the volitionally involved. And if he not give order, then the soldier will be not killed. Now also we can see. So that this from whom is start? This who is the boss? Who is the giving order? He is the main. The consider he is the main killer. And who is going to kill? That one is the not killer. Yeah.
Okay, thank you, Bhante. Bhante, one more question up in here with respect to killing is mercy killing the concept that people are developing now, that if somebody is suffering too much, then they are put to death, help with somebody else trying to kill them. Is it a wrong action, Bhante? Do you see this as a panatipata?
Yeah. This the killing is the killing, no? Whether the mercy or the whatever, kill is the kill. So nobody want to die. And they are the name of the God, the name of the mercy. If you kill, that is the totally wrong, and totally this is the panatipada.
Okay, thank you, Bente. Bente, the next question is related to the food. Eating not vegetarian, non-vegetarian. Is it allowed in Buddha-Dhamma?
No, this is the in Buddha-Dhamma, Buddhist point of view. Eating, non-eating, there is veg or non-veg. There is no any comment given Bhagavan Buddha. So what you eat, what you not eat is no border, and this is the up to individual only. If you want to become vegetarian, okay. If it is the non-vegetarian, okay. So whatever you are eating, you will easily digest. Is very good. You eat whether veg or non-veg. Sometimes maybe the vegetarian also you are unable to digest. You just avoid. Yeah.
Okay, thank you, Bente. The next question is related to developing punya parami. If somebody is sacrificing his life or dying for others, what kind of punya is he gaining? What kind of parami is he gaining there?
That's also the mind, how he's motivated, and what motivation he was sacrificing his life. That also matter. Like during the Buddha's Siddhartha Bodhisattva, when he have see the lioness is supposed to die, he no food, and the baby baby lion. So if mother die, the all baby also die. Then after seeing that, the Bodhisattva just simply he landed there, and that own this how to call body the offer to the lion. So that his motivation is the only sole motivation is the attain enlightenment. So that is called dana param dana param dana parami. Dana upaparami, dana paramatta parami. Dana paramatta parami. If it is solely the aim, this body I am giving the only for enlightenment. My life is the only for enlightenment. Solely that motivation, then okay. This is the punya and it is the parami, dana paramatta parami, we can say. But he is not aware, and simply he given to his body and without any motivation, that will be not considered this something like. So that Bhagavan Buddha always this emphasizes sati sampajanya, mindfulness wisdom is very important. So many of people also they are so much lakhs together, crore together money they are giving. Sometimes they are just given and gone. How much supposed to they take benefit from this, they don't know. The wise people, even they give the little money also, if they again and again reflect, oh, this I given, with this so many people getting benefit. So by reflecting, he will be more and more with joy, and more and more he'll get punya. And where is the crore together money given and forgotten, and he's not reflecting, but the people are getting so much benefit, but he's ignorant, then he's not getting so much benefit. This is also same thing like this. Yeah. So what motivation you are giving, that is the matter.
Okay, Bente, your next question related to Nibbana. So I'm gonna put in 2-3 different questions together. One is, what is liberation as per Buddhist belief? Second one is, after enlightenment, what is left? And the third one is again in the similar line. If a person has been achieved an enlightenment and is he still living, what sort of chitta, what sort of life is he living then?
So first of all, you have to understand the Nibbana, but it is very, very profound. Nibbana is something like liberation. For example, if you have some sickness, so that time how you are fear, how much tension you are, when your sickness is the cure, how do you feel? Isn't like a nibbana. And when somebody in the custody, and there is so much problem, they don't want to live there, and if they are released, how do you feel? Nibbana also like this. So this the after nibbana, what remain? Like you know this how to call, there is one potato, two potato. One is the boiled potato, another is the unboiled potato. So after boil this both you kept. If you compare this same potato look same, but when you put in the earth, that boiled potato slowly it will be rotten and gone. And this the unboiled potato is the sprout. So this when this the potato gone, then you cannot find out what is remained there. So nibbana also like this. And there are two kind of nibbana, khanda nibbana and the how to call the kilesa nibbana. Kilesa nibbana already transform your mind. So that kilesa nibbana after attaining also, like monk, we are eating, they also eating. We are sleeping, they also sleeping. We are giving Dhamma talk, they also giving Dhamma talk. But their mental state is different. Our mind and their mind is totally different. But the body is to look like same. Then after exhaust this body, after dissolution of this body, then for them there is no rebirth. Whereas Putujana we are going to again rebirth. This is the different only.
Okay, thank you very much, Bhante. Bhante, this one is again related to observing Shila. You are a teacher, and for improvement of your student, you have to sometimes get angry at them. So, how do you look at it? Is teaching profession still a punya karma, or you are getting angry at them, breaking your Shila? What sort of precaution should we take for this?
So big the professional teaching profession, you have to deal to with different student, different temperament, different child. So you should have some amount of understand. Sometimes maybe the children misbehaving. So that time if you are angry, and this is not fair and this is not good for you. Maybe sometimes you are externally showing you are very furious and very angry, but same time inside should be love and compassion. That is very good. Then you are the right way tackling the problem, right way you are the managing the problem, right way you are the developing the child, and you are not breaking sila. So that Sati Sampajanyali help you.
Okay, thank you very much, Bhante. Bhante, your next question is, can any animal or people born in a lower real, niraya, than human, can they attain enlightenment in that life? I mean,
No. In the lower, there is the lower below the human world. There is the fourth awful world. Niraya Trichana Peta Asura. This is the fourth plane of existence. Anybody born there, it is impossible. They cannot attain enlightenment. But above this, like a human world, Deva world, okay, there is a possibility. Yeah.
okay, so as an animal, that animal life, with that animal life, they won't be able to attain enlightenment.
No.
Okay. Thank you, Bhante. Your next question, it looks like out of today's context, but I'm still going to ask it here. That looks like the last one on the list here. Somebody wants to follow Buddha's teaching and is attracted to Hindu mantra sadhana, strotam chanting. Is it right? And then his next question is, if he does yoga for his physical health, is that right?
Yeah, Buddhist point of view, where is the samadhi, right understanding, and where is the four noble truth and noble part? That is always appreciate for the enlightenment. But during Buddha's time also this incident happened. Some the upasakas they are very keen of to become Buddhists. But Bhagavan Buddha says, no, take your time, purchase your time, and more you study, more you know, then slowly you come. Immediately he not done. So that this also like this. So when there is the lack of understanding and samadhi is not there, and then this is I think not appreciate much.
Okay, Bhante. Okay, Bhante. Your next question is it difficult to practice Dhamma in Deva world?
Deva world, it is very difficult because based on the plane of existence, for example, if a person born in human world and he accrue a lot of merit, because of that merit also only he reborn in the divine world. So that force only, because of that force also he is reborn in the divine world. He have to enjoy there. So when a person to enjoy, there is no time to do the good thing. Enjoyment, they are spending time. So that's why the Deva Loka is a lot of the pleasant thing you can enjoy this a different way. So there is no awareness of doing the merit. So that's why there is the void of doing the merit. Yeah.
Okay, Bhante. Thank you very much. Bhante, this may be our last question of the day. I don't see any more questions that I missed. The question is fighting for establishing justice in the world, fighting against the injustice, is this a kushal kamma or akushala kamma?
Yeah, injustice is always the akusala, but for the to reform that injustice, we cannot say this akusala, but it considered kusala.
Okay, thank you, Bhante. Bhante, this one again is a follow-up on the earlier question where we said animal in that life cannot attain enlightenment. Then somebody is asking, well, Bhagwan Buddha as a bodhisattva had taken life in as an animal life in Jataka tales. So how that he was able to attain enlightenment? So I think there is a confusion here. People are confused a little more. So can you please explain a little more, Bhante?
Yeah, according to Jataka, Bhagwan Buddha, of course, he was born to different, the different plane of existence, different life. But during that time, he not attained enlightenment, and he was experiencing their life and how it was, and by experiencing, he developed a lot of the wisdom. And that time he was fulfilling his 10 parami, 10 spiritual quality. Then when is the fully mature, then during the Buddha's this time the Bhagavan Buddha attained enlightenment, not in that plane of existence. Yeah.
Okay, thank you very much, Bhante. So those were all the questions that I had seen earlier. I'm trying to see if I missed something in between. Okay, Bhante, I don't see any more questions, so we have come to the end of the question and answer. So with that, Bhante, I have come to the end of it. Can you please give metta to all the participants, Bhante, for today?
So thank you very much for giving this opportunity to give Dhamma. So as Bhagavan Buddha said, hearing Dhamma, giving Dhamma, one can accrue a lot of merit. So this merit will be shared with all your departed relative, and nowadays the corona is spreading it all over the world. Everybody are living under the fear. So this is the suffering. So this is in the life we can see it practically, the suffering. We cannot go out, remaining inside the problem. So I pray to Lord Buddha, Dhamma Sangha, by the blessing of Buddha, Dhamma Sangha, Bhagavanteji, may all you overcome from difficulties. May you all enjoy best of health. May you grow in Dhamma higher and higher happiness. May you all attain enlightenment in this very life. Then may you all be happy and well. May you be all be happy. Bhavatu sabbhamangalang rakkandu sambha devata sabba buddhanubhavena sabba dhammanubhavena sabba sanghanubhavena sada sutti bhavantu te. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.